It seems like we're always stumbling upon some type of gadget or item that we find useful in our travels, RV living, or just living in general.
So we're going to share some of those items. These are all under about $25, and they would make great gift ideas or just something that you might want to have for yourself.
Well, first up is something I'm wearing right now. This is a bracelet that I wear sometimes depending on where I'm going, and it just happens to also be a USB charger for my phone. And you can get these in different types depending on the kind of phone that you have, your USB needs, but this is really handy. This is something that we've actually used a few times so far. We haven't used it a great deal yet. I can just wear it and it's on me, and it doesn't bother me or anything to have along with me, and I can take it off whenever I want. Recently I was traveling in someone's car and they had their USB plugged into their phone, but they had a splitter, so I was able to still charge mine, and I plugged in with this. You can also plug it into like just the wall adapter type thing to go right off of AC power, or a lot of places are having those.
Yeah, even in the mall, we've noticed, you know, near the playground, they have stations where you can plug in USB. So it's becoming much more popular to just have USB ports to plug in and charge your phone. And having this little bracelet on is just a great way to, you know, have a USB cord with you all the time without having it take up any room.
Yeah, it's really handy. You don't even have to wear it on yourself. I mean, you can just toss it in something if you want, or strap it around something. But you know, we've just found it to be kind of neat, and it's really nice. It's well made. It looks good. So, and everyone that's seen it had no clue what it is, and it's charged my phone very well.
Yeah. The next item is something that's kind of near and dear to me, and that is drinking straws. I much prefer drinking through a straw. Whenever I'm drinking, I always have a straw with me, and a lot of places are trying to get away from the plastic drinking straws, and the paper straws just don't work. They're just not comfortable. So these reusable straws are a good alternative. We have this stainless steel one here. So it's a straw that you can always take with you. So if the place that you're going either doesn't provide straws, or you don't want to use the plastic drinking straws, you can use this. It's a little kind of inconvenient because you have to, you know, try to clean it and you know, have a place to store it. So.
Well, we found people that we've ran into that were carrying these types of things. Susan's normally got like either a polycarbonate one, which is reusable, and she's always reusing the straws, or she'll have something like this. Another thing that we stumbled upon is a collapsible one, and it comes in this little tiny carrying case, and that's been kind of convenient. I've used it just, I'd say 3 times so far. It hasn't been, I haven't had it long, but anyway, it just just stick it right in and get to using it, and it comes with a telescopic little cleaning brush. And you know, I can take this over to, depending on what I have, sometimes I could just rinse it out at a drinking fountain, or take it into a restroom and give it a good scrubbing, or just put it back in the case and wait till I get home and clean it really well, which I will do anyway. But this is very convenient because you can stick this in pocket, pack, or purse, and it's just very
and it stays clean that way. It's in its case, and the fact that it comes with the brush is really helpful, especially if you're drinking something that's maybe a little sticky or something. You can get that cleaned out right away. Yeah,
and one of the reasons why this is going on, of course, is to help the environment and wildlife and things like that. They found that this has harmed wildlife by having these plastic straws and things, and it isn't like the zoos and stuff won't even carry
they don't even
plastic
have straws, and a lot of places are slowly starting to do that. So if you're someone like me that likes to still drink through a straw and doesn't want to contribute to the plastic straw problem, then this is a great idea.
Yeah, I don't use them that often, but when I do, this is really handy for me. All right, the next item is something that I kind of talked about in the past, is Thinoptics Glasses. This particular one, and these are essentially reading glasses that come in various diopters and colors and styles and things, but this one's in a little credit card size case, and you basically just pull these out, and they're not quite attractive or anything, but if you just in a pinch need to read a menu or some ingredients on a bottle in a store or something like that, you just put them on the end of your nose and you're in business. And these are really well made. They're very resilient, and anyway, you can get them in different ways. This one comes in a little credit card type case, and then you can get them for your keychain if you so desire. And the keychain thing is,
yeah, I really like that.
It's always with me, keys and stuff like that. It is a little bit bulky. Not so much that, I guess, with all the other stuff that I carry on my keychain. I always got a lot of stuff on my keychain, so that's the issue. I used to put the one that they make that goes on the back of the phone case, and that was incredibly useful. They still make those, they're still available, but I don't use it anymore because this case that I really like has one of those little deals that you can set it down, and watch videos or whatever. And unfortunately, I don't really even use that much, so I could probably put the thing over top of it. I'm just afraid that it's going to do this number sometime, and I'll have problems with that. But it's a case that I just don't want to give up, and so I just opt for other ways to carry it. But they have all types of little thin glasses and stuff, and we've just found these to be extremely useful for travel.
Yeah, definitely, especially trying to read labels, ingredient lists, things like that. Always, especially a lot of times they'll make them in color combinations that, because of the background color and the color of the print, they're really difficult to see. So just having these little pair of glasses with you that you can pull out and just read it real quickly and not have to worry about it is a great idea, I think.
I agree.
Something that I'm always looking for is things to help organize. And these packing cubes are really great, not just for traveling, but just for organizing in the drawers. We have rather not very deep drawers, for example, that we have our socks and things in, and things were always falling out the back of the drawer and
mixing up from side to side,
and you couldn't find the mates, so we just use some of these packing cubes in the drawer and just have them packed there all the time, so it makes it easy. You can't overstuff the drawer and things won't fall out, and it'll stay organized. So these are really great items to have, even if you're not traveling, just for organization in your home.
They come in all different sizes. And
different
shapes.
sizes, different colors, anything you could possibly need. And then there's also a compression type that is really nice for storage.
Yeah, and you essentially would use those just like the other ones, except they have an additional zipper on them that once you put the items in, you can use the additional zipper to compress them down. For example, in this pack here, I have, I think, about 8 hiking shirts, and these are really big, bulky, long sleeve. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8 big, bulky hiking shirts in here, and I'm able to cinch these down and then put them away when they're not in use in a closet, and I could just stack it rather than taking up all of the space with the hangers and stuff like that. And I just find that to work a lot better to store things away seasonally.
Yeah,
and
it's great for storing winter clothing that's kind of bulky and that you're not going to be using for a while. Just put them in one of these, compress it down, it'll take up half the amount of space, if not more.
Yeah, in a suitcase, closet, or whatever. Yeah. So here's a little inexpensive item that can be quite handy. This is a personal alarm, and it's activated by pulling a pin on this. Most people would carry this probably for personal security, to get the attention of somebody. If somebody's trying to bring harm to you, you could get the attention by activating this by pulling this pin.
Should have warned me.
it's very loud. It probably doesn't come over the microphone quite as much as it just went into our ears, but they range from about 120 decibels to 140 decibels. They are very ear piercing, and they do get attention. And so I stumbled on this years ago when I would connect this to the packs on my bike, the panniers, so that if I ran into a store where I was in earshot of my bike and that I could probably even see my bike if I, looked up a little bit, I would hook it to the panniers, and that way if somebody grabbed one of them and started to take off with it, it would activate this alarm, get my attention, and I'd go out there and take care of the situation. So anyway, incidentally, I ended up putting some zip ties on those panniers after a while because it was just another way to slow people down. But then I would also use this in the woods, in places where I was at, where there was bears or just pesky critters that I didn't want around. I could just pull this and get rid of them. You can do all sorts of things, but recently probably the most interesting thing that came to mind for me was a fellow that was sharing his story. He was in a parking lot with his RV spending the night, and he had a couple rather expensive bicycles on the back of it, and somebody took those off in the middle of the night and left with them. Obviously you should have those locked, but if somebody is trying to pull those off and cut locks, you could have this hooked up to it and have monofilament line, some type of nearly see-through strong line on it, and so when they take the item, it pulls onto, you have this secured, and it'll pull on the pin, and it's going to activate that alarm, either scare them away or at least alert you so that you can go outside and deal with what's going on there. But anyway, it's pretty handy.
Yeah, so that makes it even more useful. So not just for personal protection and getting attention in that way, but securing items that could be easily stolen.
Yep.
That would definitely get somebody's attention.
Cheap and worth it.
Another item that's really useful is this essential oil diffuser. Bernie and I don't like those spray air fresheners, or they always smell really artificial, and I don't think they really do anything for the odors that you're trying to get rid of. So these essential oil diffusers work much better. This one is small. It can be used in a vehicle, in a RV small bathroom. It has 3 different speeds. You just lift this up, and it has a little pad here. You put some drops of the oil on, and a lot of people use aromatherapy oils for different things, so you can definitely do that, or just use something that you think smells good.
Yeah, they're really quite compact. I like that a lot, and you can charge it with the USB cable that comes with it, and plug it into like an adapter, a wall adapter, or just plug it into USB. Like in our truck we have a USB outlet, so I can just plug it right into there. But it's got different speeds on it and stuff, and the essential oil thing has become quite popular. People appreciate the smell of the terpenes and stuff like that have different effects on us and stuff. You can do your own research on that type of thing, but these are just really neat way of getting nice, pleasant scents that aren't, like Susan said, artificial, and spread them throughout a living space or hotel room and vehicle or whatever. And we've come to like this little thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty handy.
Really handy.
One more handy little item is this lantern. This is quite useful. It charges by solar, so you can stick it out in the sun wherever you're at, on a picnic table or on the hood of a vehicle, wherever that you can get direct sunlight, and it will charge up, or you can plug in a USB cable and charge it that way. We really like this because it gives us bright additional light wherever we want it. Sometimes we just want a little night light when we're dry camping or something like that, to shed a little light into a room, maybe the bathroom or the bedroom or something like that. We've also used this out on picnic tables. Mm-hmm. And something else that this does that I really like is it can switch over to red light. And we've found that this red light is quite useful when we go like stargazing, things like that, or any time that we're out and we just don't want to ruin our night vision or bother other people, we can just put this down on a picnic table and check out our map or our guidebooks or whatever we want to look at, and it doesn't hurt our night vision. Like we said, with stargazing, we've went to several of those types of events, and everyone has to have headlamps and flashlights and things like that covered with some type of red gel or something, or have a red light period, so that it doesn't affect people's ability to see the night sky.
Yeah, this has been a really handy little light, and I love the fact that it will charge with solar and with USB, because you're pretty much always going to have at least one of those options available to you. And another thing that it does is that it changes to different colors of lights, and you can set it to just keep changing colors, and that's kind of decorative and festive, I guess.
Yeah,
creates a kind of ambiance to that.
Yeah, you can even like get it to the color that you like, whatever shade that would be, and then just stop on that. And that's how I got to the red. Like here's kind of like more of a magenta, and then it's going into a darker red
pink,
there.
Red, yeah. So
it's going to go across the whole spectrum. And here we're going into green. So you can basically get this to the shade that you like for whatever you're trying to do, and you can set a few of these things around, have some little accent lighting.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool little thing. We like it.
Functional, I guess.
We hope you enjoyed this video and the items that we shared in it. We've done a couple other videos like this in the past. We'll link to them in the video description area.
And please comment and let us know which of these items that you liked, if any. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and click on that little notification bell.
Thanks for watching. Here's a good bonus item. Inflatable bottle pouch. So you can put any type of bottle in it you want and store it in your RV, luggage, or vehicle or whatever. Transport things without breaking them. Leak proof. Pretty cool.